Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Kleiman.
I give North Dakota State a lot of credit. They're a good football team. I have a tremendous amount of respect for them and what they do. And like I said, I knew going in, you have to play well. You got to play well, and you got to go in there, and you have to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves.
Hey, Bo Pelini kept himself in check this weekend. No memorable outbursts, just frustration as the Bison methodically rolled to another Valley win, concluding a three-game gauntlet with a 3-0 record. We welcome to the set head coach Chris Kleiman. And if you think about that, Coach, the last 3 games, 2 tough road trips, a physical Youngstown team to come out of that 3-0, coming off of a loss. Great credit to you and the guys.
Yeah, tremendous job by our players to stay the course after we lost a football game and not panic and realize that we had tough games ahead of us, but all the games are tough. But to go through what we did, obviously with the 2 night games on the road and then come back, and Youngstown is a top 10 team in all of FCS. That's the best defense that we've faced this year.
I agree. And, physically, I asked the guys after the game, was that one of the more physical games this year? And they said yes, and that's kind of what you expected probably on film this week.
Oh, absolutely. We were trying to manufacture plays as any way we could offensively. Unfortunately, we were only able to be out there for 44 plays because Youngstown's offense did some good things in between the 20s. But so pleased with our guys, both sides of the ball. As well as our coaches, tremendous game plans, and the guys executed the game plans really well, and there you have a 24-3 win.
Yeah, let's break this down. Tremendous effort by the Bison against a very good team. This defense from Youngstown is outstanding. In this game, their special teams came in ranked as high as anybody in the country. I thought special teams were a big deal, and right away you got a nice return.
Yeah, we won the special teams battle. Great job by all the coaches and all the players on the special teams, and great job jump-starting us with Dimitri Williams with a big kick return.
Yep, the Bison had to punt, and Rob Sobolik, you don't need to dust off the roof of the dome because Jackson Kuntz just did it right here. Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what a great punt. All game long, Jackson forced that fair catch. Great coverage by our guys, and that was a big part of the game.
Hey, Jody Webb and both of their backs really very slippery.
Webb and Ruiz, both seniors. They've played for 4 years. I'm glad those guys are both graduating.
Physical game. Look at this smack right here by Pierre G. Tucker.
Yeah,
boom.
That's a big-time hit by Pierre.
Wow, all the linebackers played fantastic. Now, second drive, the run game was working here. He hit him for a couple of big ones.
Yeah, great job getting out of the poor field position with the big first down run by Lance.
3rd and 1, the power play, and Chase, I'll tell you what, this kid has more wheels than people think.
Yeah, great job up front. If you don't fit things perfectly against the scheme that we have offensively, that can happen to you, and Chase takes it to the house. Great run and great blocking.
Well, those explosive run plays against a defense like that are so valuable. Hey, the YSU skill kids, great catch right here. They have some players.
They really do. That was a tremendous throw and catch, and you could tell when Wells had some time, he did some really good things.
Hey, big takeaway early. These are huge.
Yeah, we had to be able to get our offense some short field against a defense like this, and so the big challenge to the defense was try to create a couple of those turnovers.
That great Youngstown defense did not give anything up, but you make a field goal.
Yeah, great kick by Cam. Those points are so valuable when you think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Another aspect of the special teams was directional kicking by Cam Peterson. Fantastic.
Great job by Cam, pinning him in the corner. Dan Marlette, we changed positions and put him outside on the kick coverage, added Jake Brinkman, added Kurt Maddox. Those guys played tremendously.
Great catch by Robbie Grimsley on the interception.
Good job baiting him. Robbie's done that a couple times in the last 2 weeks of baiting some interceptions, and that led to another short field for our offense.
Jeff Ilias loves the end zone. The kid's coming on.
He really is. Great throw by Easton and a great job after the catch by Jeff getting into the end zone.
Well, late first, a big injury, Coach. Nate Tangway. He just twists funny there in the trenches, and he came out of the game, could not finish the game.
Yeah, knee injury. We'll learn more about it here in the next few days. But, like we say, the next man's got to be able to go, and our young defensive tackles did a nice job.
Great edge rush by Greg Menard.
What a great play by Greg. He was being held the whole game, and he was able to get off that hold and make a big sack.
Second quarter now, they start to rotate quarterbacks. This is their runner. Their backup gets 8 on a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they did a nice job of mixing the quarterbacks in and kind of had us out of rhythm a little bit in between the 20s. But our defense does a tremendous job once people start getting close to that goal line.
Hunter Wells had his moments as a passer, didn't he?
You know what? I still think he's a good quarterback if he has time to throw, and there's a great job getting the sack. If we can put pressure on him, we create havoc.
They did get a field goal, and like you said, holding teams to field goals are huge.
Yeah, those are wins, you know, and when we're holding them to 3 and we're getting 7, it's a big difference.
They're 2 defensive ends. I mean, they are 2 of the finest defensive ends I've seen in the Fargo Dome.
Yeah, they're great players, and we had to worry about those guys all game.
Trey Dempsey, great run support.
Yeah, he's playing at a really high level, and Trey's playing with a lot of confidence. Great leader for us.
3rd and 5 play. Easton gets 9 yards here.
Great scheme by our offense. Coach P doing a great job of getting some plays against this tough defense.
Another explosive run play, 23 yards.
Absolutely great call by Coach Polasek, running the G back to the field, and good blocking by the O-line.
Hey, their safety, another outstanding player, Leroy Alexander.
Yeah, he's a great player. We thought we had him on the play, and the safety made an exceptional play on it. It was a good devised scheme, but didn't turn out.
Grant Morgan in there at D tackle, blows up a screenplay.
Yeah, Grant came in and played exceptionally well. He has a lot of experience, and he's going to get more.
Force a field goal. They miss the field goal. This was a theme. Those are huge to keep those points off the board.
Yeah, and that was right before half. And if you recall, when that happens, you lose that momentum going into the locker room. And rather than 17-6, and they have a good feeling, it's 17-3, and we dodged a bullet. But give our defense credit there.
So a tough half offensively for the Penguins, just 66 yards rushing. They were coughing up the football, and the Bison made them pay with 10 points off of turnovers. Great job by NDSU on that. Before we break down the second half on the Gate City Bank hot seat, red hot tight end Jeff Ilias. Okay, Jeff, as a child, who was your favorite cartoon character?
Tom and Jerry.
Okay. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Definitely a night owl, probably.
What's your favorite pro team?
San Diego Chargers.
Okay. How'd that happen?
Well, one of my buddies bought me a lanyard.
Okay.
When I was like 12, and I just
Stuck
started
with
watching
you, huh?
them, and then I found with Daniel Tomlinson and all that.
There you go. Yeah. If you could visit any place in the world, what would it be?
Probably New Zealand.
Okay. What is the worst household chore?
Vacuuming.
Especially when it's always broken, it seems like, right?
Yeah.
What is a weird habit you can't shake?
Procrastination.
What impresses you most about the Bison coaching staff?
Their ability to be personal with everyone on the team, like get to know everyone on a personal level.
One thing people don't know about you.
I grew up on a farm, or I'm a farm boy. I raise cattle.
Okay, which kind?
Black Angus.
Perfect. All right, thanks, Jeff. Well, you had to be thrilled with the lead at halftime, but nothing is ever a given, and you knew Youngstown would still continue to fight.
Yeah, they'd come from behind, I think, in most of their wins in the Valley this year in the fourth quarter. So that was the challenge, is, you know, stay the course in the third quarter and then continue to try to wear them down in the fourth.
Well, they won the toss, so they got the ball to start the second half. Let's roll the highlights here and break this second half down. And right away, they dump off to Martin Ruiz and get a decent yardage play here to start the second half.
Yeah, once again, you can see with Wells having time, he's able to find the receiver, and Ruiz is an exceptional player, and they're moving the ball in between the 30s.
They get a first down on 3rd and 2 here, but this shows the physicality of this game.
Yeah, it's a meat grinder in there with the O-line, D-lineman, and we just needed to eliminate explosive plays.
MJ Stump just flies around, doesn't he?
Yeah, we worked this middle screen quite a bit because it had been a successful play for him, and a really good job by MJ.
The drag route offensively in the flat to Chase Morlock was working.
It really was. We were able to get around the edge on the defensive ends because they crashed so heavily. It was a good play for us.
They're legit good tacklers. A 3rd and short, you just don't get yards after contact.
Yeah, it was a great play by their defense.
Punt, hang time, and 6 cover guys are down here basically making Thanksgiving plans. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and that was the best returner in all of FCS, and I don't think he had an opportunity.
31-yard pass play here. Not a greatly thrown ball, but they do get 31 yards there. Now this drive is moving a little bit.
Yeah, they're changing quarterbacks on us. They're kind of getting us out of rhythm, but we just need to stay the course and not give up the big play and try to hold them to a field goal.
That's Martin Ruiz. Boy, he's shifty.
Good tackle by Jalen Allison. He's improved his tackling so much as the season's gone along.
Red zone, big play, Jalen Wimbush.
Yeah, great job on the blitz call by Coach Henson, and Wimbush makes a big tackle for loss.
29-yard field goal. You force them into a field goal and they missed it. My goodness.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I know they drive the ball and they have a chance to cut it to a 2-score lead and can't do it.
That'll give Bo Pelini a few gray hairs right there. Fourth quarter now, another explosive run play. This one's at 31 yards.
Really good job riding the read zone all the way in so that Easton can beat the defensive end on the edge for a big gain.
Another good play by the tight ends here, an edge play to tight end Connor Wentz.
Really good first down play and great setup by Connor Wentz to act like he was blocking and then take off. We kind of stole that play from Iowa, and it's been a pretty good play for us.
Hey, great determination by Lance Dunn here. It's 24-3 now.
Yeah, really good blocking, and then Lance stays on his feet and gets in the end zone.
Well, Youngstown didn't quit. Bo Pelini's teams will never quit, so they go back on offense. They bust a few tackles here. They get a few explosive plays on this drive.
Yeah, this was probably our only poor drive on defense, mainly because of the missed tackles. And then they had two of their explosive plays on this drive, and something that we know we can't have happen, but the guys were able to rise to the occasion.
You're right. He threw it better when he had time to throw. This is a decent throw right here.
Yeah, it really is. They throw a little seam pass and get behind the corner, and their first and goal inside the 1.
But again, they can't get out of their own way. First and goal at the 1. They fumbled. Now they're trying to run it from the 5. There's just nowhere to go.
Great play by Grant Morgan.
Near interception here, too. They're throwing it now on 3rd down.
Yeah, good job baiting it by Wimbush. Just doesn't quite hold on to it.
Now it's 4th down. They have to score. Obviously, field goals don't do them any good, so they go for it. They complete it to the 6-inch line, but you stop them.
Yeah, great job of converging on the throw with 3 guys and hold him out. That's all you need to do. It doesn't matter where it's at. Just hold him out.
Yep, no points right there. Impressive. Now, this is a play where there's a penalty, so, there's yards that come back. But what a great effort by Easton Stick.
Well, this was a critical situation. It's 1st and goal for us inside our own 1, and we end up moving the chains and taking another 4 or 5 minutes off the clock.
Now, right at this point, YSU's ready to get on the bus. The runs start churning out here.
Yeah, great blocking up front, and like I said, we're pushing the pile, moving the chains, and not giving them. We held the ball for 10 minutes in the 4th quarter.
Hey, first sack ever for Derek Tuska, the younger Tuska. The kid's going to be a nice player.
He's going to be an exceptional player. He and Cole Karch, 2 young defensive ends, are playing a little bit as redshirt freshmen, and the future is really bright at that position.
Well, there's victory formation and another great win in the Valley against a solid Youngstown team, 24-3, a ranked win. Style points for the Bison for that committee to look at. Just a great win. 3rd down conversions, YSU had some success there, but they had a lot of 3rd downs, as you see, 18 of them. Rushing yards, they could not run the football on the Bison. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
Like I always say, we always get after the run game, and when you can get after the run game as a defense, you can put people in really bad situations on 3rd down, and I think we do that really well. I mean, Coach Ince calls great plays on 3rd down to get after the quarterback.
There were a couple games where we missed some open field tackles and we weren't wrapping up, but ever since then we've been drilling it, honestly, and big shout out to Coach Brandman for making up those drills for us, because that's honestly what we do every week, and it's been the main focus is open field tackling and tackling in general.
We knew they were a physical team up front, and their linebackers get the fits very well, and overall they're a very good defense, and we just knew that we had to take one more step this week and out physical them. So then we've been harping on that, and like Chase said, we've been having more fun, and it just started to click together as a whole group, which is nice.
We're a tight-knit group of guys. We're pretty tough, and once your back's up against the wall, you rely on that stuff, and I think we did that. We've done that all year, and we got to continue to do that to be a successful football team.
Yeah, the Bison are getting in a groove. Well, this week's Nodak Mutual Insurance Player of the Game is our local legend, Chase Morlock. Chase is playing with passion. Chase is a senior and making every play count. Went over 100 yards in this game. Tough kid who has been through a lot. The cheers from the crowd were just a little louder as Chase rumbled for that 71-yard touchdown. Chase Morlock is a symbol for the Bison program in many ways.
I was just ready to go, kind of starting to think about, only got a few games left in the Dome, just trying to enjoy every second of it. We had King go down, Bruce out, so me and Lance knew we had to step up a little bit. So we talked about it all week. We got to start early, jump on them early, and get the fight going a little bit. So that's what we tried to do, and it was great blocking on that big run up front. I just ran straight and was out,
Tell you what, when Chase Morlock is healthy, Chase is as good as anybody. I mean, he's very good. You can tell he's healthy right now, running with passion.
Yeah, he's running exceptionally well. He's catching the ball out of the backfield as a fullback. He's making a tackle on kickoff cover. He's forcing a fair catch on punt. He's leading a breakaway run for Dimitri on kickoff return. He's doing it all. But that's what you want out of your seniors. And Chase is right. He knows that the clock is ticking on far as those seniors' opportunities to play in the Fargo Dome.
Every team would love to have about 5 Chase Morlocks. Injuries, potentially a big injury with Nate Tangway. And King Frazier and Bruce Anderson both were out. Walk us through these 3.
Well, Nate will learn more about this week. King, we hope to have back, I would assume this week, if not the next week. Bruce, maybe this week, if not the next week. That's the bright side. You know, you look at King and Bruce, we hope to have those guys back. We'll learn more about Nate. We need to get Chris Board back. We hope to have him back in a week or two.
Perkins.
We're going to get Perkins back. We're going to get Brock Robbins back.
Yeah.
We have some guys that are going to be coming back. Now, whether or not it's this week, next week, or if there is a chance for the playoffs in that time. But, you know, it's next man up, and that's the way the guys have always felt in this program.
Hey, the special teams deserve more discussion here because they were fantastic and they were a big part of this ball game. Cam Peterson, we're going to show these directional kicks. This is not easy to do. He's like a golfer on the driving range hitting a 7-iron. It hits the same spot every time, never goes out of bounds.
Something we emphasize quite a bit. Coach Gazer's done a great job with the kickoff team this week. We struggled at Northern Iowa with our kickoff coverage unit. Some of it was the kick, some of it was the coverage, and Cam really took it upon himself to place the kicks better. And you see, they're all in the same exact spot. When you kick it in the corner, you've cut the field into a third, and then great things can happen. And then we went with some younger guys. We went with Jake Brinkman making a big play. Mercadal's in there. Kirk Maddox is in there. We went with some younger guys. We moved Marlette from inside to outside. We're doing some different things, and we're gaining value out of everybody on the football team, and that's something that's so critical going down the stretch.
And it takes their return guy out of the game, and we'll look at Jackson Kuntz here. His numbers, you know, the punt distance, yeah, 37 isn't ideal, but it's the other stuff that comes from that. 26 fair catches. The hang time is incredible. 9 inside the 20. No return yards. He's totally neutralizing the return game.
Yeah, you give me 37 yards per punt and there's no return, we'll take it every time. There's one punt return after 9 games for -4 yards. And Youngstown State had won the last 2 games over Northern Iowa and Indiana State because of their punt return team. And that was a huge emphasis. And big shout out to Jackson because he did a phenomenal job, and he's continuing to get better, and he's playing with a lot of confidence.
You're right. And there's another number that we want to look at coming up here, red zone defense. It is absolutely astronomical what's going on here because for the season, the Bison, 36 red zone chances for the opponent, just 13 touchdowns. That's a good number. But in conference play, the opponents have got in the red zone 23 times, just 6 touchdowns. That's 26%. That is an unbelievable number.
That's remarkable, and that's a great job by the defensive coaches and great job by our kids of always believing they have a chance. Whether it's MJ Stump stopping the kid from Western Illinois inside the 1 to that play on Saturday where it's 4th and goal from the 7 and they get 6 3/4 yards. You always have an opportunity, and if you can keep them out and hold them to field goals, you're going to be in every football game.
Well, how about the standings? It's getting down to the wire now here. Just a couple of games left, bunched up at the top there, isn't it?
Yeah, there's still 2 quality football games left, and there's really 3 teams probably still in the league race with us, South Dakota State and Youngstown State, and a lot can happen, as we all know, these last 2 weeks in November.
No doubt. We'll look forward to these last 2 games as well. The offense this close to really getting in a rhythm. We're going to break it down with Coach Polasek. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. The Bison just completed a 4-game Missouri Valley gauntlet. Offensively, it wasn't always a Picasso, but each week the guys on offense grind, and each week you see signs that this machine is about to hit top speed. And it's all about December in the FCS. Coach Polasek and his offensive staff have a handle on things. In this week's Olaf Anderson Construction feature story, consistency is the word on offense.
For the young men who drive the Bison offense, the tradition dictates a power game, and the coaches maintain that emphasis with their top priority pointed at physicality.
Number one, each week we want to be the most physical team in the nation. If we do that each and every game, we should come out on top.
As the Bison develop their fresh identity this season, the trait that stands out to offensive coordinator Tim Polasek is one that will serve this group of young athletes in the years to come.
We're a group of guys that wants to make teams defend the whole field. Feel like we're doing an okay job with that. We just got to be more consistent right now. Consistency
continues to be a point of focus for this offense as they expand upon and push each player's roles from what was seen last season. While the expansion requires a little patience, the Bison are pushing themselves.
We got a lot of competitive guys. I mean, guys that, you know, coach, we can do better. You know, this is on us. You know, we got some coaches that'll say, no, we could have put you guys in some better situations. I think as a collective group, we're all in it together.
With 2 weeks left in the regular season and the playoffs around the corner, the emphasis for this offense remains the same as when they took the field for fall camp.
Our goal is to win every snap. Sometimes that doesn't happen. But, you know, we're striving for that excellence. We haven't played a perfect game yet. You know what? And we know that. That's why we go out there and keep trying to improve. And as coaches, we keep pushing ourselves.
Pushing for that perfect game, that explosive play that these coaches know they're on the brink of hitting. Reporting for the Bison Football Show, I'm Beth Houle.
Hey, those offensive guys are grinding, and it's getting close, isn't it, to where you're starting to bust some explosive runs now, too.
Yeah, we have great passion and great energy on that offensive side. You can see with Coach Roll and Coach P and the offensive guys, and our guys are always striving to improve and get better, and we're going to get healthier on the offensive side. So, you know, I still think our best football is in front of us on that side of the ball, but more importantly, the guys realize that. And so we're excited where we're at. We're 8-1. We're running the football extremely well, which is setting up some of our play action, and I think a lot of that's still to come.
Yeah, agree. In this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison, we check in on the walk-on guys from this class. Zach Kubas, a 3-year starter for Dickinson Trinity. Both of his parents went to NDSU. Zach says the way NDSU treats walk-ons motivated him to give it a try. There are plenty of examples of kids working their way into prominent roles from the walk-on scout team unit.
Well, I guess there wouldn't be too many challenges. You're pretty much treated the same as every other scholarship player. You're given the same opportunities to succeed, and so that's kind of the main thing. They have a huge kind of history with walk-ons being successful here. A couple examples on the team in the past, so that was pretty big too with my decision to come here, with their ability to make walk-ons become pretty big players in the program.
How you treat walk-ons and how those kids develop and want to be here without a scholarship initially and work their way into that can be the lifeblood of a program, can't it?
The walk-ons are the lifeblood of a program, and we have had tremendous success with those guys. We're going to always continue to recruit those guys. We're going to treat them the right way. We're going to give them an opportunity, and you can just look up and down our lineup how many walk-ons are getting valuable playing time and earning scholarships, and that's proof's in the pudding there, and our coaches do a tremendous job of working with all those young players.
Hey, the Sycamores are up next. We're going to preview it. Stay with us. Verizon is the better network and the sponsor of our look ahead to next week's opponent. It's the Sycamores, 2:30. We'll have the Bison Radio Network fired up. Statewide television, ESPN3 as well. Enjoy this run. The Bison are 8-1. We will see you next week.